All right, aloha mai kako, Keolamau Tengan here. Day one of me writing my first ebook. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. However, I feel strongly compelled, like an impulse to create. And so the thing that I've been sitting on is my first book. And so it's going to be a book all about basically like a hand guide or a field guide, handbook, field guide to navigating your own personal awakening. And these are things that I've found to be useful in terms of coming from a place of personal experience, as well as, having some pretty extensive background in personal change and transformation from years of personal transformation with personal training and then going into organizational transformation with corporate wellness programs, actively involved in things within the community and community transformation as well, and looking at more of the systemic aspect and also playing in the field of public policy and governance. So it's kind of all of that coming in from the physical pieces for certain, yet also going in through more of the mental aspects. How do we shift our mindset to the emotional pieces? How do I connect with my own self, feelings and sensations? And then I would go one step further into the spiritual aspect as well. Like, where does the larger scale aspects of these more transformative processes even come into play? And that coming from years of study in everything from personal development to occultism to more of the esoteric religious practices to looking at things in terms of different universal processes. I mean, quantum physics, quantum morphogenetic physics, and tying it all together back into my own experience of it. So I'm pretty excited about all of this. I'm extraordinarily excited about all of this. And so with all of that, that's a lot, right? And so one of the things that comes up is, well, where do I even begin? How do I begin to look at not just the extraordinary nature of my own personal experience, direct cognitive knowing? How do I frame that in a way that is real, raw, and relevant to the everyday person? So one of the first things that I'm going to do, and I'm just starting it now, is one, I am out of the house. So I have an Airbnb, and I am just separating myself from all of those more personal attachments that can obviously affect how and where my mind goes. When I'm home, I have a wonderful workspace. Terrific. I actually really, really love that workspace. And I am also at home. So things like doing my dishes or laundry or all of these different things are in the back burner of my mind. And where that comes into play is that our conscious, what I'm actively thinking of right now, present in my own mind, that I know. My subconscious, what I know that I don't know, or what I don't know that I know, perhaps, are always active. So it's always running in the background. And so even though I may be consciously thinking, well, I'm going to start focusing upon my book, I also may have something that's in my subconscious saying, oh, I still got to clean the garage, or, oh, is that thing in the refrigerator going to last, or, oh, whatever that is. And so one of the things that I highly recommend is just get in this space. Get out of your place. You got it. Because as we look at spurring creativity, we want to be able to shift into our right hemisphere. Now, when I talk about that, we have our left and right hemisphere. Our left hemisphere is attached to, all these things, fixed information and data, logic, repetition, all of these things, which can bring up all kinds of shit when we're at home and attempting to get into our right hemisphere and spur more of that imaginative, creative spark. And so one, if you want to get in that creative space, get out of your damn place, because if you're home or you have these triggers, or when I have these triggers, all kinds of things start to pop, and that can easily derail that creative thought process and flow. Two, get into a place where you can center. And there's a number of ways to do that. For me, it's a matter of exercise and movement. And so I did a workout this just a little while. I did a cold dip afterwards. For me, I love high intensity interval training. That gets me out of my head space and into a very different place. And so find something that allows you just to get out of your own head, all right? A walk can be terrific. You can do a walk outside. You can do a hike, for example. Do something, though, I would say physical, because in getting into more of that sort of tired state, like we've expended energy, so we're a little more tired, it allows us to relax and ease. And when we get into that place of relaxation and ease, we're a lot more able and apt to get into that right hemisphere. 3, let's enter into that creative space. And so one of the things that I'm going to do right now is a very simple exercise that allows us to enter into more of that creative space, all right? And so what you want to do is just find yourself a nice, comfortable place where you can relax. And as you get into that place of comfort and relaxation, then what we're going to do is, and here's one little caveat before I get to that. Make sure you got your notebook, a dedicated notebook, which I just got this, a dedicated notebook to writing down your ideas. And we want it to be, while it's great to obviously pour out things with a computer, we want to create a space for more non-linear thinking. And non-linear thinking means that we're not necessarily going in a sequential order. We don't want that. Rather, what we want to do is just open the capacity for the creative mind to express itself. And the creative mind can express itself in a way that ideally for me at least, I would have like an entire wall of whiteboards or glass that I could just draw on, which I have back home. You can also do things with sticky notes, writing on little, like jotting down information and just sticking up on a wall. I'm going to do it a little bit differently because I am on location and I'm going to be writing everything down non-sequentially in my journal. And I'm just going to allow what I call mind flow to happen and just dump all these ideas out. Now, to get there though, we want to be able to allow ourselves to access that right hemisphere, right? And so find yourself a nice place where you can relax, and in doing so, you're going to allow yourself to just sit, to relax, and I invite you to close your eyes. And just take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to breathe. And just observe. Listen to any sounds, notice any smells, feel any sensations that you have. And as you do, just notice, witness all of these things, knowing that every sound, every smell, every sensation is a part of the totality of this moment, the fullness of this now. And now redirect your attention from the outside in. Observing your own pattern of breath. How are you breathing? Are you breathing into your chest? Are you breathing into your abdomen? How quickly, how slowly are you breathing? Breathing in from your nose, from your mouth, breathing out from your nose, from your mouth. And now, allow your awareness, very much like an elevator going down to the basement, to travel through your body all the way into your abdomen. In fact, breathe deeply now into your belly. and from your stomach. Slowing your breathing now to about half its normal rate. Taking a moment merely to observe the warmth within your abdomen. Now, with that attention still held within your belly, connected quietly now with inside of yourself, ask, in my highest, best interest, and for the greatest good, what should I share in this book? In this publication? On this platform? Whichever for you is most relevant. And now just take a moment to allow that answer to emerge from deep within inside of yourself now. Now, with that spark of creativity lit within inside of yourself, open your eyes. All right, so I know for me, all sorts of things are firing right now, and I hope that's the same for you. I say let's end here. Whatever you got, whether it's a whiteboard or a wall with sticky notes, or for me in this case, a journal, translate and transfer all of those ideas. Mind flow, just allow whatever to come up to come out and get it out onto something that allows you to collect that information, data, and those wonderful ideas. That's it for now. I'll update after I've mind flowed myself with whatever comes up and out with my book. Love and aloha. Take care. Ahui ho.